Basically,
Is your identify yourself?
yes, my name is Beth Braun. I'm right next to this area. Okay. And basically what SB777 is it takes a new tack with the educational system. You have laws in place already. AB 537 already provides for the safety and non-discrimination of the said groups, the LGBT groups. Okay, this law goes beyond that. It attacks the curriculum and the fundamentals that are taught by the teachers in the schools. Now you have an open door for the homosexual activists to come in and teach that their lifestyle, what they call their lifestyle, is a good and acceptable thing. It is now has to be accepted by anybody in the schools, student or teacher, which is actually, as the law says, no teacher shall give instruction, nor shall a school district sponsor any activity that promotes a discriminatory bias against homosexuality, bisexuality, or transsexuality. This is supposed to provide for the non-discrimination for these groups. However, by providing for this, this law goes against the California Penal Code, which provides also for the non-discrimination against religious groups. Religious groups such as Bible-based Christians that believe in the Bible, whether teacher or student, are now going to be discriminated against because now they will have forced down their throats having to accept as good and natural and acceptable that the LGBT lifestyles are. The children are being taken advantage of in schools, okay? By being taught this is morally repugnant. If you are Bible-believing, you will not be able to oppose this teaching. You will not be able to speak out for your faith. You will be effectively silenced. So it is religious discrimination, I believe. It's homosexuals now have the say in schools. Gender is now redefined by this code. You didn't mention that, but gender is not just you're a woman, you're a man. God created you that way. It sits in the face of God, and it says, whatever you perceive yourself to be, that's fine. It includes sexual orientation, which is bizarre to me, includes bisexuality, homosexuality. It's repugnant to be teaching children these things. I don't think this law should be considered by you guys. I think you could stand up. So what if the state says this is the law, you got to do this? I think you guys should have some backbone and say, no, this is repugnant. This isn't about safety. It's about teaching perversion is okay. That's disgusting. I think you guys should consider that. But that's what I think about SB777.
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate it.
And what curriculum do you teach? At what level? And what curriculum?
What did you even come up with?
Yeah.
K-12.
I don't know.
Would you like to?
David, yeah.
Well, at 4th and 5th grade, children are taught segregated boys and girls about maturation, physical and social emotional maturation, and it's very cut and dry. We have a few videos that we've used for, oh my goodness, I don't know, 18, 19 years in our district, as long as I've been here. And so it's really anatomy and physiology of the female and male reproductive system, and about that change that goes on. At 7th grade, the textbooks the science textbooks have the anatomy and physiology, and that's what is taught at that grade level, along with sexually transmitted infections, sexually transmitted diseases, pregnancy, and birth. And then at the high school level in core science, again, it's just at a higher level as it progressed through. So our curriculum hasn't changed. as far as what is being taught.
I want to point out that in the letter from Mr. Gerard, the attorney, he says specifically in reference to your question as to whether SB777 or AB 394 requires school districts to otherwise revise their curriculum, I find no such requirement. Again, the only responsibility school districts would have under these new legislative provisions would be to ensure that their curriculum in no way discriminates against the various groups identified which already exist in the code.
And we do use the HIV curriculum from, that is called, Positive Prevention, and it is one of two that are approved in the state, and it's through the American Red Cross, and we've been teaching that. By law, we have to teach HIV prevention in grade, once in middle school and once at the high school level.
Is there an opt-out?
There is actually, it is an opt-out, not an opt-in.
So anybody
That
does not want to
That's correct, and the
be a part
parents
of
must
that.
find that they are not
You can opt out of
participating.
that curriculum, they don't have to be in it as part of that as well.
They are not. And in fact, some of our youth do not participate in those programs. And parents are offered the curriculum to take home and teach them at home. And I want you to know that parents do take us up on that, and they'll take videos and they take the information. And what they want to do is teach their children the way they would like to see them taught, personally on a one-on-one basis. And so parents check out our curriculum to take home.
Debbie, what percentage, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. Debbie, what percentage would you say the students opt out? Is it 5%?
Not even,
No, not in that.
probably a handful.
A handful. And almost all of those have take-home material, so they discuss the issue. So the kids learn about it.
Kids are learning about it, and I want you to know that the teachers, and since I've been doing that teaching myself, the classroom teachers will make arrangements for those students also to have another assignment so that they can do that assignment outside the classroom time. Usually that's in the library or with another teacher in another classroom, etc. And so the children and the youth that I have seen have always felt very comfortable about, wherever they're going, etc.
What happens if, I don't know which age to peg this at, because it can happen from 6 years up, or less. But what happens if a kid comes to a teacher and says, let's say it's a boy, and he says, I really feel like I'm a girl. Now, there's 100 ways they can say that, I know. But they say it, and then they're questioning, they're saying, what can I do? What does the teacher tell them?
Well, although I can't speak for any other teacher, for myself, that's happened to me once in my career. And and it was a little boy. He was a second or third grader at the time, and it wasn't in this school district. It was another school district I was working in. And so I met with the young man, and then I asked him if he would feel comfortable talking to his mom or dad about it, and we contacted his parents. And so they were able to then have that conversation. I turned it right, again, I felt like it was real important to get it back to the parents, for them to follow through with that. Because that's where a parent needs to be able to have that conversation. If that child has been 12 or older in the state of California, and has come to me and refused to allow me, or did not want to speak to his parents, then I would not have been able to have that conversation. The other part of that is that certainly if there's counseling that's needed, if the child wants to talk to a counselor and have some real concerns, then we have the ability to make that referral. Certainly it'd be on a one-on-one basis, and
I've had this conversation with kids, probably every year more than once, and it's a real confusion.
And by the way, at the high school level, I've had that conversation. At the younger level, just that one. But certainly at the adolescent level, yes.
And certainly around peer issues, and home issues, and suicidal issues, all wrapped up in one.
Very, very difficult. And it really does require a very personal one-on-one type